Well, hey folks, this is John with Ozarks Backroads. I'm back with you again. This time we're in a different location than we were on our previous video, but we're back on our 2025 Royal Enfield Himalayan 450 back here. We're still riding some routes for our meet and greet that we're having there at Eminence at the end of June. So I'm checking out some trails for that ride. We're going to be down on the 11 Point River today, kind of east of Alton, Missouri, in a big section of government woods. We've got some springs and of course the 11 Point River. So stick around, we'll jump on the Himalayan, see if we can get through all these trails, check out the 11 Point River. Another beautiful day to be out on the Himalayan here in the Ozarks. I got all my normal accoutrements strapped to the bike. I do have one new addition. I finally got my my touring seat or comfort seat. I think they call this a touring seat. It's about an inch taller than the stock seat. Quite a bit more foam in it, but to be honest with you, I don't think it's that much better, other than it's taller, which helps me with my leg room to the pegs. I do like that. But as far as being any more comfortable than the stock seat, I don't know. I've got about an hour and a half on it on the highway this morning. It still kind of comes up in the back and puts a little pressure back here on the tailbone area. And the foam, I think, is the exact same foam that's in the stock seat. I can't tell any difference in the foam. All right, well, we're gonna jump on the bike and continue on. We've got quite a few trails on the map that need to be ridden today. Make sure they go through like the Google Maps says they do. You can't trust Google Maps. You got to ride the routes to know if they're gonna go through or not. All right, let's continue on here. We've just got into this section of government woods. We're going to ride across and then jump into another section. We had a big tornado over this way back in the early spring. Really tore up Jack down here. We're going to take a look at some of that damage where the tornado went through the timber and just really tore it up. June 27th, 8th, and 9th, we're going to have the meet and greet, the Ozarks Backroads meet and greet there in Eminence, Missouri. This will be one of our adventure rides. We're going to do an adventure ride on Friday and Saturday, and then a shorter one on Sunday, just Sunday morning. Friday and Saturday we'll probably do, I think these rides are going to be in the, 6 hours, 5 to 6 hours, something like that. This little motor is just excellent. You can't lug it down. It just pulls and pulls. Ooh, feels good when you get in the woods like this right here in the shade. You can feel a pretty big temperature drop if you're coming out of the sun. Feels good in here. Oh, there's a deer there. Is that the only one? No baby deer? I like to see the little ones this time of year. They're really cute. I added this little spoiler, little clip-on spoiler, little cheapo I got off of Amazon. See if I could throw the air up onto the top of my helmet on the highway, and it works. It throws it right up on top of my helmet. It's a lot quieter going down the road. It's pretty nice, actually. I still get a little air, but big improvement. It's kind of in the way though. I don't much care for it being in my line of view like it is, but it is nice on the highway. I'm gonna run up here and then we'll jump off into that section over there, another big section. This is where the tornado came through. I believe I'll just turn there. So the short way to Falling Springs would be to the left right here. So we're going to go to the right. And this is where the tornado, you can see these trees, the root balls have turned up on them. But we had a really big storm right in here. It came across, took out some monster trees. Well, they're just laying everywhere in the woods here. And look at the root ball on that thing. That's huge. So this was a pretty bad storm right here. And it was on the ground. It went all the way down the hill to the Falling Mills Spring, a mile or so down the hill. It got all tore up down there too. Took the top off of the Thomas Brown cabin. Well, look at all that. Yeah. This would not have been a good spot to be on that night. I watched this storm on radar live as it was coming through over here. It really got intense right in this area. Got a nice red bullseye on it. It tore up Jack. And a pretty long track. It was down here on the ground for a while. In here, look at all those root balls. Trees blown over. I mean, that's a lot of trees. Still damaged, just keeps going. More trees down. Man, look at all this. Some of these trees are huge. Ooh, we're going down. We're going down to Hurricane Creek down here at the bottom, I believe, by Falling Spring Mill. I believe that's Hurricane Creek. Floods the road an awful lot down there. I hope we can get over it. No guarantees, but maybe. Oh, this isn't bad at all. We ought to be able to ease across this. But the creek is right there. The backwater on the creek is. The creek's coming down the road. Ooh, and off this way. I don't know how deep this is, but not too deep. Okay, it's deeper here though. That's just the creek there. Dadgummit, we're gonna have to turn around and go back up. We're not gonna make it to Falling Spring. Oh, shoot. I've got myself buried in. I can't go. I'm just digging a big hole. This is really soft. I hate it when I do stupid shit. If I could just get it to back up a little bit. I kind of dug a hole right there where the rear tire's at. Oh, I just can't get it to come up. Come on. It came a little bit. Okay, we're getting there. I believe we got her. Whew. Whew. That's wearing old Ozarks back roads out. Okay. Hey, look at there. We're gonna live. We're gonna get out. Whee! Well, I got my cardio in for the day. So that little creek, it's not quite ready to give the trail back just yet. Hopefully in another month, if it'll quit raining, that creek will go down and that road will be accessible. I'm liking this bike. It's good to buy a bike you like, but it is a little heavy. It's a little heavy for its for being a 450. It's a pretty heavy bike. It's definitely an adventure bike. It's not a dual sport. It is an adventure bike, but it's a good adventure bike. It'll get you places. It'll get you stuck in the creek. All right, we made it back to the highway. We didn't die or nothing. We just got off the highway. We found our dirt road to our access point down here. There's a campground and an access point to the 11-point river. Going to run up here and have a look at it. We're going to get down to it pretty quick here. Steep as we're going down. This can't last for long, I wouldn't think. She's getting steeper and steeper. It's going to be a long old hill to climb coming out of here. This must be the last of it down through here. Gosh. Turner Mill South River Access. There used to be a campground. You could camp down here. Got a little restroom right here. I believe this little road runs up along the river and there's places you can camp spots. There's one there. There's one. Boy, this is very rough, very primitive camping right here. I'm not gonna go bust into their camp down there. There's just a couple of more camp spots down here along the river. And they all kind of look like this. There's somebody on the river right there. 2 people. Hi. 3 people. Whew. Need a break. was pretty sweet. I got the drone up on the river. It's a lot of water running down the river right now. We got to try to get back up this mahoosive mountain we just came off of to get down here. It's going to be a pretty good climb. So we're going to head to a big spring. We're going to take the back roads to get there, mostly. Howdy! Gonna ride with your... I guess he's gonna ride with his deck lit up, looks like. Alright, whatever. I don't think I'd want to bring that nice of a car that he had down in here. Some pretty big rocks hanging out of the road on that hill. That car didn't look like it had much ground clearance. I'd say it's pretty low to the ground. Well, this bike really handles this gravel nice. I mean, it doesn't try to turn the bars or go a different direction. It just goes through it. No big deal. That's pretty deep right there. That is awesome. These little roads are pretty small. It's got a county road sign marker on it, so it's the real McCoy. It's a road. Yeah, this suspension is nice. You can just sit on the bike and go over the hills with the rocks hanging out of them. It just soaks them up. No problem. Oh, I did not see that one coming. Glad there wasn't a second one right behind it. That would have been a disaster. Another crossroad. Another left. All right. We're going to ride the highway for just a little bit. So we found our road that takes us to this big spring. I don't think it's a real long ways down here. A couple of miles, 3 miles, 2 or 3 miles maybe. So this spring sits down on the 11 Point River, or just off of the 11 Point River. And it has a nice spring creek that runs into the 11 Point River. There's a little hole. So this right here, where you see all these water lilies, this is all spring fed. But there's springs all in this bottom that's making up this almost looks like a slough, but it's actually fresh spring water. We got a little beaver dam right here. Beavers have been trying to plug that up. They like to do that. So we're getting close. We're getting down on the bottom here where all the springs are. That's all spring water coming out of this hill right here. How slick is this? Ooh, that was pretty slimy. I didn't feel any slippage. I just kind of coasted across though. That's the safest way. Oh, here we go. You can come in from this way, from the east. That road's kind of rough too. It's an adventure no matter how you go. We finally made it to the spring hole here. We're about 100 yards or so off of the parking area. Little trip down a path. Beautiful big deep spring hole right here. If you look, you can see the water welling up right in here. Some of it out of this hole, and then the little stream it makes heads off towards the 11 Point River down here. You can see how much water is coming out of this spring. It's moving a lot of water. It doesn't look like it is, but there's a lot of water coming out of this spring. I can feel the cold air coming off the water here. You can get a nice cool breeze from this cold water out of this spring. Pretty sweet. So here's the site of an old mill. There's an old mill dam right here from back in the 1800s through the early 1900s, 1920s or so, 30s maybe. The old dam's still here. It's about all that's left. Old rock dam, a little bit of concrete over there. So all this water right here has come out of the spring that's made up this little creek. Comes through this dam and then right out into the current, or the 11 Point River right out here. So here's the view right below the dam. It's a rock dam that's with cement, cementing all the rocks together, hand laid. Pretty cool. They got all the gates wide open on it. Let the creek run right through. There's part of the old, there's an old turbine laying in there from back in the day to supply power to the mill when there was a mill here. That old pipe is it's all riveted together. It's a big old pipe, about 8 or 9 feet in diameter. That's all that's left from the mill is this dam and that pipe and that little turbine right there. And the creek. Creek's still here. Well, here we are on the 11 Point River, just down from the spring hole, little ways downriver. We got the highway US 160 bridge over the 11 Point River right here. It's a pretty cool old bridge. Been there for quite a while, probably built in the 1930s or 40s from the looks of it. Well folks, we've made it through our route, another route I've made for our adventure ride at our meet and greet at the end of June there in Eminence, Missouri. Got another one in the books, rode all the way through it. Looks like it's going to be okay for everybody to ride. Beautiful day, got the Himalayan out again. And again, it impressed me until I got stuck in the creek and found out how much 430 pounds weighs when you're trying to push it out of a hole. But we got it out. I appreciate you all hanging with me. I invite you to come back and see me. We'll jump on something and go somewhere. Till I catch up with you again, you all take care of yourselves. We'll catch you next time.